Hey everyone, I'm back and today's video is going to be a makeup haul. I was recently at the makeup show in Orlando, and while I was there, I picked up quite a few goodies that I'm going to share with you. Now, some of these items were gifted to me as part of the blogger preview to the event, and quite a few of them I purchased myself, but don't worry, I will notate which items I bought and which items were gifted. Since there's so much stuff, let's get right into it because this is going to be a long video. Consider yourselves warned. So, one of the first items that was in the blogger gift bag was this right here, which is a makeup organization item, and it is called the Beauty Butler, and it's basically a kind of square piece of plastic with Velcro on it and little Velcro strips, and you can basically attach these little Velcro strips to the makeup that you use the most frequently, and then attach that makeup to this square, and you can keep all of your products really handy and just kind of grab and go. Another one of the items that was in the blogger gift bag was this cosmetic beauty sponge by a company called Cosmetics. It's similar to the Beauty Blender, except as you can see it has a bit of a different shape, which makes it a little easier to hold. And I love that it's black instead of pink, because I find that although I love my pink Beauty Blender and I love my Beauty Blender in general, the pink one stains with makeup and it shows, and even though I know it's clean because I wash it, I still feel like, ooh, I can see the foundation in there, and I feel like with my black Beauty Blender you don't see that as much, so I'm excited to have another black makeup sponge. I went and purchased 3 more of the Makeup Bullet, which if you watch this channel, you know that last year I received one as a press sample while I was at the show. And it's basically the same thing as the cosmetic sponge that I just showed, or the Beauty Blender, except this one can go on your finger. So it makes it really easy to kind of apply your makeup, especially when you're in a hurry, because it basically mimics the same movements you'd make if you were applying your makeup with your hands. Alright, onward. The next things that were also in our beauty blogger gift bag were these cosmetic sponges and powder puffs from Crown Brush, which, they need no explanation. It's just a round cosmetic sponge and a little powder puffs, you know what those are. And then Crown Brush also gifted us this black kohl liner, which has a nice convenient sharpener right on the top. And it's just a plain old black eyeliner. Alright, another item that I had to go buy this year because I skipped it last year and then totally regretted it, and that is the Cinema Secrets Quick Drying Brush Cleaner, which is supposed to be absolutely phenomenal. So I cannot wait to give my brushes a nice thorough cleansing. I also stopped by the Model in a Bottle booth and picked up their original formula setting spray and their setting spray for sensitive skin, and both of them are matte finish. I also picked up this Beauty So Clean Cosmetic Sanitizer Mist, which just basically is, exactly what you imagine. You spray it on your makeup to disinfect it. So you can disinfect your cream products, you can disinfect your powder products, you can basically, according to this, you can disinfect everything with it. So I was really lucky this year because I was actually staying in the same hotel as the show. So when I walked downstairs and got my press pass, I actually got to walk in at exactly 9 o'clock. Just seconds before they were letting everybody else that was in line come in, which means I got to go to some of the busier booths before they got crazy busy. So the first stop I made was the Makeup Forever booth. And one of the things that I picked up was their Extreme Cleanser Balancing Cleansing Dry Oil. You guys, you know that I'm obsessed with cleansing oils. I live and die by them, so when I saw that Makeup Forever had some, I decided let me pick it up and test it out. Alright, if you're a beauty lover, then you also probably have your fair share of makeup brushes. And I am no exception to that rule. So I went to the show and I picked up a few new brushes because that's just what I do. One of the first brushes that I got was actually included in the blogger gift bag, and it is from Delum Tools. And it's this little kind of fan brush, like little mini fan brush. It's actually a mascara brush that you can use to apply mascara to your eyes. I think it's going to take a little bit of practice for me to get used to using this on myself, but I actually had a makeup artist use it on me once and my lashes looked amazing after she did it. So looking forward to learning how to do this on myself. The next brush was also included in our blogger gift bag, and it is from a company called, I think it's called Mustave. And it is basically a dupe for the 217. It basically looks exactly like a MAC 217, and this one is the E55 Blending Shadow Brush. Love this brush. It's my favorite brush ever. And since I just showed you that one that I got in the blogger bag, I just want to demonstrate just how much I love this brush. I actually went and purchased another one from Crown Brush. And the Crown Brush version of the MAC 217 is the C433 Pro Blending Fluff. But wait, because it doesn't stop there. My infatuation with the MAC 217 and its lookalikes is pretty intense. So while I was at the Hakuhodo brush booth, I also picked up this little beauty, which is brush number BJ142, and it's basically another 217-ish type brush. And while I was at the Hakuhodo booth, I also picked up one more brush, and this one is just another crease slash blending brush because I just love blending brushes. My love of blending brushes is pretty intense because I picked up another one that looks pretty much the same as that Hakuhodo brush, but this one is from Crown Brush, and it is the C200 Deluxe Crease Brush. And then I also picked up, while I was at the Crown Brush booth, this, it doesn't have a name, but it's basically a contour brush or a small domed blush brush. And also from the Crown Brush booth, I picked up this duo fiber blush brush. I actually have one already that I picked up last year at the show, and I use it so much that I decided I needed a second one. And finally, I picked up 3 brushes from Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics. I bet you can guess that 2 of them are crease slash blending brushes, and one of them is this one right here. It also does not have a name, so I think it's just a regular blending brush. And then a smaller version, which is, I guess, just a crease brush that also blends stuff out. And then the last brush I picked up from OCC Cosmetics is this big kind of powder brush, and I picked it up on the recommendation of Renny Vasquez, who is the makeup artist for stars like Gabrielle Union and Brandy and Kelly Rowland and tons of others. But he raved about it during his seminar and how much he loves it and uses it, and I just, you know, had to go pick it up after he said that. That's what happened. It's exactly how it happened. Another item I purchased from the Makeup Forever booth was their ink liner, which James Vincent, who is the director of the makeup show and a really well-known makeup artist, raved about this product during the blogger preview. So if he had nothing but good things to say about it, that meant I had to go out and get it. Now this item was actually in our blogger goodie bag, and that is the Makeup Forever Artist Liner. And I received the color I-16, which is kind of like a taupe color, and I'll swatch that for you. There it is. Then the last item I got from Makeup Forever was this really pretty eyeshadow. It is the color I-550. If you are familiar with MAC colors, it looks very similar to Satin Taupe. Another item that was in our blogger goodie bag was the After Dark Stained Gloss Test Tube Set from Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics, which comes with 4 different colors. This baby kind of bubblegum pink here is Hedonist. Next to it is New Wave. Next to that is Jealous, and then Little Black Dress. Since we're talking about OCC Cosmetics, let's go ahead and check out some of the other things that I purchased while I was at the booth. So last year at the show, I was kicking myself because I didn't purchase these 2 items. One of them is the OCC Concealer, which basically is just, you know, concealer. And I got the color R1 and also the OCC tint, which I got in the shade Y2, which is actually a kind of just like a tinted moisturizer, but you can build it up. I also picked up 3 nail polishes. One of them is the color Vapid, which is this really pretty kind of like pale lavenderish pink. Then the other color is called Pansy, which is a really pretty kind of pinky purple. And then the last color I grabbed was Sebastian, which is kind of like a shimmer. It's like a taupey shimmer. And then when you purchased 3 nail polishes, you got a free loose color, and I picked the shade Twirl, which is like a really pretty shimmery gold. Alright, another item that was in the blogger goodie bag was this eyeshadow from Mustave, as I believe how you pronounce it, and it is number 104 Smoke. So it's basically a standard brown eyeshadow, matte colored brown eyeshadow. As you can see, it's very pigmented, and it's just one of those colors that we all kind of need and use constantly, so I'm really glad to have gotten it. Alright, another one of James Vincent's favorites, which was in our blogger goodie bag, was an eyeshadow primer by a company called Mayron. It's basically an eyeshadow primer, as you would expect. But James went on and on about how great this primer was. He said that it basically, like many other primers, allows you to get that true color from your eyeshadows and gives them a longer wear. But the true selling point, which is huge here in Florida, is that it's humidity resistant. And since that piqued my curiosity, I went ahead and visited the Mayron booth and picked up a few other goodies. The next thing I picked up was the Mayron Touch Up Anti-Shine Balm. It comes in different shades. I picked up the shade Medium, and you can apply it before your makeup, where on your T-zone, and any areas where you're really oily. She said you can also use it over your makeup, and it will absorb the oils without ruining your makeup, and she said that it works way better than blotting papers and will last longer. I also picked up one of their foundations. It is their Celebre HD Pro foundation, and I picked up the shade Medium 1. And then the last two things I picked up were this Precious Gem Powder, which is basically like a pigment, and the mixing liquid that goes with it. I picked up the color Rosina, which is basically like a rose gold. In our blogger goodie bag, we also got the NARS Light Reflecting Setting Powder, and some of us got the loose powder and some of us got the pressed powder. I actually received the pressed powder. This is what it looks like, and it's pretty much very similar to Makeup Forever's HD setting powder, and this is basically the same thing, except it's NARS's version of it. Okay, so one of the makeup brands that I always visit when I go to the makeup show is the Ofra Cosmetics booth. This year was no exception. I picked up 2 more of their liquid lipsticks, and I picked up the colors Laguna and Santa Monica. And Laguna is like a really pretty kind of everyday color. It's what they like to describe as a bridal pink. And Santa Monica is a kind of another bright kind of fuchsia color. This one here is Laguna, and right here is Santa Monica. While I was at Ofra, I also picked up their semi-permanent waterproof eyebrow gel. So I went ahead and picked up the color Khaki, which is, you know, a little scary when you look at it because it's kind of like it has a green undertone. But when you apply it, which I like to use a thin liner brush to apply it, it blends out into something very natural looking. There's the swatch. And then the last thing I picked up at the Ofra booth was this assortment of eyeliners and lip liners. It's basically 5 different colored eyeliners and 5 lip liners. Alright, so here are the 5 eyeliners. This is the color Black. This one here is Turquoise. It's a little bit greener than the next one, which is Lagoon, like a lighter blue. And then we have Go Green, and the brown one is Coffee Bean. Alright, so here are the swatches of the Ofra lip liners. So the first color we have here is Cherish. The second one is Nude. This one here is called Orchid. This one is Copper, which is an interesting color for a lip liner. At least for me, it'd probably be too dark. And then the last one is called Orchid Pink. The item we received in our blogger goodie bag was this wonderful concealer wheel by Tem2. We actually received one last year and I absolutely love it, so I was kind of excited to see that we were getting another one because it was on my list of items to purchase. We also received this wonderful lip balm by Kevyn Aucoin called the Sensual Lip Balm, and it is just incredibly smooth and luxurious feeling. For the purposes of comparison, the texture of the Kevyn Aucoin lip balm, sensual lip balm, feels very similar to the Fresh Sugar lip treatments. Since we are talking lips, we also got a Vincent Longo lip balm in our blogger goodie bag. I received the color Rialto, and it is a metallic gloss, and it looks like it's almost like a metallic peach color. There it is. Another item that was included in our blogger goodie bag were these Veil Cosmetics Illuminating Complexion Fix for face and eyes, and it's basically a concealer. I got the color 2N, and I also purchased the color 1P. What's really awesome about these is that they can be built up from sheer to full coverage. The other thing that's really great about them is that they don't crease. And then the last thing that I was really impressed with is that they're also supposed to go from a liquid to kind of a powdery finish. They don't need settings. You can just apply and go. The next item I'm going to show you was included in our blogger goodie bag. It was actually included in our goodie bag last year as well. And I liked it so much last year that even though we got another one in our bag, I went ahead and purchased a second one. So I now have two. And that is the Senna Brow Fix. I got the color Golden Brown. It's basically a tinted brow gel, but it has fibers in it so that when you are kind of setting your brows with it, it almost creates like the look of more hairs so that your eyebrows look more natural when you fill them in. The item that was included in our goodie bag was the Nurturing Force Twinkle Not Wrinkle Eye Cream and Base. It is basically an eye cream that lifts and minimizes lines, but it can also be used to prime your eyes. And the beauty of this company is that everything is all natural. It basically looks and feels like an eye cream, and you just kind of apply it. It feels really light and creamy, and it has aloe vera to moisturize, and it just blends right into the skin. So there you have it. That was my haul from the makeup show. Now you know why this video was 10 years long. I am excited to be back, and I can't wait to keep filming more videos. But until next time, I will see you guys again soon. Bye!